going to make a few introductory announcements. For a successful session of this conference, you need to have a few vital pieces of information, so listen. Firstly, we will hear from speakers, 4 speakers at the beginning of the meeting, once myself and my co-chair Ulrike Eifler from IG Metall, the German Industrial Union. Once we have introduced ourselves, we will hear from 4 speakers. Firstly, Sean Vanel, who is a member of the Executive Committee of the University and College Lecturers Union. We will then be hearing from Grazia Maria Pistorino, who is the General Secretary of the Federation of Education Workers, part of the CGIL Confederation in Italy, and they will both be addressing the key questions around militarization of Europe and education. They will be followed by Shabir Laka from the Stop the War Coalition, and we then have a speaker, Jonas Winkler, from Youth Against Social Cuts and War in Germany. Once those speakers have addressed you, the hall will be opened up for contributions from the floor, from you. If you want to speak, you must fill out a speaker slip, a speaker note. The table in the corner, to my right, your left, where Michael is waving his arms in the air, is where you pick up your speaker slip. So if you want to speak, you need to complete a speaker slip. We will remind you of this during the meeting. This session is timed to run from 10 o'clock until 11:30. We're going to be a bit flexible, but we're going to have a hard stop at 11:45. So we will be asking speakers to be disciplined and brief and try not to repeat what other speakers have said, even if you agree with it. Finally, and I'm sure no one will remember this, when you speak, speak slowly. We have simultaneous interpretation between English and French and Spanish, which will be displayed and transcribed on the screens at the front of the room. If you want simultaneous interpretation into Italian, please scan the QR codes, which are situated here at the front of the room, beneath the screens, but also at the back of the room and the sides of the room on the pillars. So you can scan QR codes to get simultaneous interpretation into Italian, Spanish, and I think French as well. I'm sorry about the lack of German interpretation. We're doing our best. Okay, that's all of the organizational announcements. We're just about to start. It just remains for me to welcome you to the International Meeting Against War in London, the 2nd international conference of its kind. It will not be the last. It is part of building an international movement against war, a movement which is centered around bringing together anti-war and peace activists, trade unionists, students, and all those struggling against the increasing militarization of our planet, and particularly the militarization of Europe that is happening under our noses and in this very part of London, the centre of government, the centre of imperialism, of 19th century imperialism. It's great that we're here. This is a historic building. The Central Hall in Westminster was the venue for the first ever meeting of the United Nations General Assembly in 1945, and it has been a venue for meetings for social justice and for peace ever since. We're glad you're here. We hope you enjoy today's proceedings. And I'm now going to hand over to my co-chair, Ulrike Eifler, and ask her to make a few introductory remarks. Ulrike.